what? So
are you an investor now? So now do you have to disclose? I'm a Worldcoin investor. I'm a Worldcoin whale.
I go to the orb and I just go to it. I just have my world. Don't worry about me. But I did it. I did it. I live to tell the tale.
You expect me to FUD it. I can't believe I said FUD. I never say it. But you expected that from me. I'm not actually going to do this time around. I actually think that despite all the issues and things that are glazed over, is in many ways, honest attempt at finding an application for crypto. And we've been asking for applications for the longest time. I mean, we do KYC with Binance. We do KYC with Coinbase. We give our, face scans to our iPhones, and we use those scans to, log. It's just, I do think that a lot of what Worldcoin is trying to do is, yes, 100% antithetical to the founding ethos of Bitcoin and Ethereum and a lot of these ecosystems. But that being said, I do think that it might be in a world where we're willing to give our identity to even a centralized platform in a lot of ways. I think it is kind of an iterative improvement on our existing identity apparatus. That being said, I do think it's fraught with a ton of issues. I think that the fact that they have this Worldcoin leads to this really weird, cynical incentive game where people not in the United States and not are encouraged to give their eyeballs for $50. Even if it was $2, it can buy you a lot more in some places than it can in the United States. I think it's really cynical. I also think that they haven't thought about a lot of the.
Welcome back to the channel. I hope you all are having a great weekend. I want to talk about Worldcoin identification. And I want to talk about, as you got to see from the opening of the video, how some people are not only flooding Worldcoin, but I think it's just that they are uninformed about Worldcoin, right? And so we want to talk about some of those things today in this video, because I think people are under the false idea of a market number representing an actual number. So with something like a Worldcoin ID, people tend to look at the market price of the token, and they generally tend to go, okay, well, right now that's what the market says the value is. It's $2 and something. And that's all I'm getting for obtaining a Worldcoin ID. But I would venture to say that a Worldcoin ID, and I think a lot of people would agree with that, which is why some people wouldn't want to get a Worldcoin ID at this time, is that it's much more valuable than, obviously the market value of the cryptocurrency. Now, my thought process is that down the road, that's going to reflect, the true value is going to start to reflect in the price, right? And some estimates, some studies based on certain things having to happen. If Worldcoin became dominant, and I think it did the thing that some people believe theoretically it could do, like get billions of people on board, and throughout the ecosystem, there'd be this balance of token distribution as it seems to be the model. It is conceivable from my point of view that a Worldcoin ID itself, each account could be worth about $90,000, right? And of course, that's based on a lot of things happening, very ambitious. But when you calculate the global wealth of the globe, and if in some very systematic way, Worldcoins start to make a lot of sense to people, you probably could end up with something as fantastical as that. Now, the problem though is, as I've stated in earlier videos, there's nothing wrong with pushing yellow alert, being on the lookout for things that can get dangerous. But there's a difference between FUD and facts. And I believe in that video clip, if you watch it in its entirety, I try to leave a link in the description, you see Cryptowendy getting an education on the difference in the two. some of the things that she's touting about Worldcoin is not factual, right? Like she was saying that the cryptocurrency itself, uh, that they're going to take your data and then they're going to basically use your data as such. And the way that the Worldcoin works is that once it scans your iris and the information is uh, or I'm sorry, the Worldcoin ID is generated, the the data is eliminated, right? It's terminated, right? It has received what it needs to create the ID. Now, what happens is through the FUD process, they go from that to go on to a bag of horribles, as to say, oh yeah, well it's actually really stored someplace and somebody can steal it from you, and then they go on and say, oh well, even before that, people can buy the IDs on the black market, as such, since what's happening in China and so on. But that argument would be no different than saying that you could be held hostage for your Bitcoin ID or password, right? Which has happened, which there are accounts, or many accounts of people being held hostage for their Bitcoin passwords, in which the danger of people knowing that you have that and possessing that and being able to somehow track that to you, presents those dangers, right? That's every cryptocurrency. Um, the other thing that Cryptowendy misses a lot, or she fails, I think, to understand, is that cryptocurrency has been trying to establish uh, the ability to separate humans from bots since its inception, really. And so having an identification system, uh, is what a lot of people are after, right? It's what can stop Sybil attacks and dangers against governance models, is to say, if you can't identify who I am, then I can be basically, creating bots and attacking your network, right? But if you know that, that bad actor is the same person, right? Or that as such, you know that it had to be an actual live person that's been taken out of that equation, right? And so we've been after that a long time. Worldcoin is working on that, and then we also bring up that you also, much like many of the conspiracy theorists will put Sam Altman, Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, maybe even Elon Musk in the same boat, as these people who are basically like comic book villains. Even if you uh, were to say that, there is counter evidence to many of these figures that it would almost just be, it wouldn't make a lot of sense for them to even be that way, right? They would have to be presented as a comic book villain, basically, right? People who are already extremely wealthy and that they're trying to now sell your data for a profit. It just it doesn't seem very realistic when you really just roll everything out. Uh, we are dealing with a future on the horizon that is going to be important, that we can establish bots from humans for many reasons. And the WorldCoin technology has went the furthest with this and has the greatest success rate thus far. And so I think in that clip, again, I'll try to leave a link in the description, uh, that those guys do a good job of explaining the situation, and that they've even went and got WorldCoin IDs, which I now think I probably will do. Yeah, I mean, I'm a bit skittish about it, but I think overall, I think the fears uh, are more sensationalized than the reality of the situation, right? And so I don't think that's a problem at all. Now, I will be doing an upcoming video on alternatives to WorldCoin. Our project Bitcoin MYK, we did issue Cryptowendy like 10,000 Bitcoin MYK tokens. Looked like she sold half of them and held half. And I think that's just part of her trading strategy, because I've watched some of her channel, her videos on her channel, and I think they were rather good, most of them. But just for some reason, she just loses it and targets in on, it's just some weird conspiracy theory thing she got with this particular project, and I think it's a bit of an overreaction personally, but I think that's part of her trading strategy to do that. But I will be doing upcoming videos on alternatives to Worldcoin projects like Bitcoin MYK. Let's take a look at it real quick. Bitcoin MYK, I think, is a bit more digestible than Worldcoin to a lot of people, especially people who are skittish about the iris scans and such. And it uses a process of identification through social media, through decentralized social media, what we call social media keys, social media verification. And as Vitalik explains, that is also a part of the solution. And we're looking forward to maybe using a consortium of many different proofs of verifications, having tier levels. What we're thinking of using Worldcoin IDs to be top tier in our governance model, which can then, as a second layer of defense, come in and basically remove bad actors through a governance model, right? And be able to prevent them through governance. Whereas with Worldcoin, of course, it does it by your, being your irises, right? And so all of these things, as Vitalik pointed out, they could work to the future, but these are much needed products. Now, I think part of the problem is we've spent a lot of time in cryptocurrency promoting and staying focused on projects that aren't really helping advance the crypto space, right? And we know that to be true. I would hope that we spend more time on the important parts that are really going to help us and create prosperity throughout the ecosystem, right? But that's all I want to say in this video, guys. If you haven't been able to join Worldcoin yet today, people in China can't join yet, people in the United States and parts of Europe can't join yet. I would invite you to join Bitcoin MYK in the interim and see how you like that. I think overall, using many of these type platforms is going to lead us to the answer and a great deal of value. But that's all I want to say in this video. Until next time, as always, take care of yourselves and each other. Don't forget to join BitcoinMYK.com. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the video. It's important, guys, because when you subscribe, a lot of people just watch the video. They don't hit the subscribe button. But when you hit the subscribe button, you'll be able to be notified of any upcoming videos when they come out in time, because what will happen with YouTube sometimes is it won't even let you know when new videos come out. That can be important information to you. But that's all I want to say in this video. Until next time, as always, take care of yourselves and each other.